Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 323-405-1341. That's 323-405-1341. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal buyer's protection guarantee.
Called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
The irony, the government gave us drugs to sniff and smoke, then incarcerated us when we distribute coke. Public housing where the richest folks wear fancy furs, Joe Namath in the jets with expensive coats. They made a profit off of Reaganomics. When I speak, your favorite artist and change the topic. I'm Huey Newton, revolution, can't wait to start it. You Cam Newton, was a Panther, turned patriotic. Push
Mansa Musa. What made you name yourself Mansa Musa after one of the richest black African kings in history?
Well, one thing I wanted to do, Lord, is this. I wanted to be able to attach something to my name that what people don't know, like in Islam, Mansa mean king and Musa mean, Moses, like that. But in common, if you take the two words as common words, is king, warrior. So I attach it to my name, Code 187, which is a killer, and king, warrior. So that's what the whole thing means: cold murderer, king, warrior. You know what I mean? So that's how I flipped it on me. You know what I mean? It have a lot to do with being black and royal and all that, but I use the common meaning of all the words. So it's basically a coded thing, and it's something that shows the evolution of me as an MC, and where I'm trying to progress and like kind of more like be on the tip of let's consciously say real shit now. You know what I mean? Let's just don't say real shit without no consciousness behind it, bro. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that ain't something like to rock nobody to sleep. That's just say we can party, have fun, talk about things, but let's speak on some real shit too. The element we came from. You know what I mean? We come from that fuck the police era. We come from that element. We come from that era, that PE era. Those are my two favorite groups. You know what I mean? So I always integrated that kind of feel into Above the Law. We already were a gangster political group as well. So,
a lot of these new niggas is on some love the police shit right now.
Oh yeah. They on some. Oh, the police is kind of all right sometimes. Like, oh no, okay, all right. God bless you.
Mad. Blue lives matter. Get out of here.
I don't know where, man. But for me, flipping my name and adding to my name was dope because I was able to express as an MC a wider range of what I wanted to talk to on the new album, which is the Resurrection of Gangster Rap. And what the Resurrection of Gangster Rap does, it bridges like the old authentic hip hop gangster rap into having it like in the modern day to topics now. You know what I mean? To where it's like a controversial, like shake shit up right now. You know what I mean? Right. So that's the whole concept of the Resurrection of Gangster Rap, to say shit and be unapologetic. You know what I mean? You know how when we made records, even your crew, y'all said shit that was y'all were unapologetic. You know what I mean? About the way y'all felt about the system and what was going on. The same thing I'm doing on the Resurrection of Gangster Rap. The same thing. I just take a more of a raw approach to how we did with Above the Law.
Well, first of all, I think it's great that somebody who, would call themselves a gangster rapper would now bring in, the black educational side of it by even putting a moniker like Mansa Musa on yourself. Because first of all, a lot of people that don't even study history, they don't even know who Mansa Musa is.
Absolutely.
So now you're educating people like, who's Mansa Musa? Why he call himself that? You know what I mean?
Like
and
my
now
brain,
you're breaking it down in many different terms, not to cut you off, but you're breaking it down how Mansa's king, Musa, you know, in the Quran is the name for Moses and all of that type of shit. But also Musa was an actual person, somebody who they say, you know, if he lived today, he would, you know, be the richest man on earth, of the equivalent of, I don't even know, like.
But it's kind of like it's kind of like me and you talk off the grid. Like, say, for instance, when we talk about stuff like, we have great people, like everybody want to bring up Rockefeller, this and that. I felt like my whole thing is I'm going to talk about Marcus Garvey. I'm going to talk about Mansa Musa. I'm going to talk about on my album. But I'm going to twist it if those dudes was gangsters. Like in my video, I play Malcolm X in my video.
All right,
you know
we're
what
about
I'm
to
saying?
see that in a minute.
Yeah, because I wanted to bridge that to say, like, okay, those dudes did some of the most gangster shit to me, because they stood for a whole bunch of people who didn't have nobody to stand up for them. That's gangster. You know what I mean? It don't matter the cause. Like, wherever we trying to dig ourselves out of, homie, it's going to take somebody with the gangster muscle every time. You know what I mean? So I wanted to integrate that into Code 187's. My mission statement on this project was to do that. It's to say, like, you know, I'm nice with the chopper. I'm also a smart black businessman like Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? To show you, like, okay, this is the range that people can have. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like, oh, I'm stuck with this and I just kill up everything. Okay, man, kill up something for a reason then. If you're going to kill up something, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to go gangster, be gangster for something, you know?
See, I think
that's what young people like Nipsey was trying to bridge that too. It just, he just short-lived, you know what I'm saying? He was the one in this modern day era to do it. We were trying to do that back in the days when we were trying to say, okay, we out here struggling, but, you know, the penitentiary ain't really all what it's cracked up to be. We always had the rhyme and the reason, even though all people heard was motherfucker, bitch, fuck you. You know what I mean? They didn't hear the other shit.
See, I always felt like the gangbangers were the unguided soldiers.
Absolutely.
Our soldiers without guidance. And if they were to receive guidance, then they would be dangerous as a motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And that's the type of shit that they did not want to happen. Like, if you do the knowledge on my third album, on the Everything is Everything album, on the song Holding On, right? Rest in peace, my man Star, who sang on the hook of that. We filmed that. My half was filmed in the Jordan Downs projects.
Right.
In Watts. Okay. Now, this is around the time when the East Coast, West Coast, you know,
is at an all-time high
and all of that type of shit.
Yeah.
But these was my brothers from before all of that type of shit happened. And when it went on, it was like, man, y'all ain't got nothing to do with that.
And you know, you got to realize one thing that you saying is really, really real. You got to realize me, you, our groups come from the era where we all worked together. We toured together. We did it. We come from that era. It got funky later on in the game. You know what I mean? That's way later when we was moving around, because
for some
we
people,
needed each other.
Not for everybody.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. I ain't really never had no rap beef. I ain't had no beef with other rappers like that. You know what I mean? To where, you know what I mean, niggas is fighting or cutting or shooting or any stupid shit like that. You know what I mean?
Think our era is so
energy
crazy.
You give off too. You see what I'm saying?
I think our era is so crazy because we have mutual respect. You know what I mean? Like no one really stepped on each other's toes, because it's like, okay, man, I got to do a show with Brand Nubian. Okay, cool. I got to do a show with Leaders. I got to do a show with, you know what I mean? Nobody's like, I don't want to be on that show. It's like, man, for us, it was just rapping, homie. You know, we just, a lot of us was fresh out the projects type of shit, homie.
Man,
like
doing shows with Ghetto Boys, all kind of motherfuckers.
Exactly, homie.
Today, you might not would expect that to be, you know what I mean? You wouldn't put all these people together like that, but that's what it was like. Hip hop wasn't.
I think that's the divide and conquer thing too.
The gangster tour, like, you know, the conscious tour, like it wasn't that shit back then. It was just, man, whatever's popping right now. Oh, the Ghetto Boys pop. All right, they got a hit. Put them on the shit. Popping above the law. Let's put them on the shit. Let's go.
That's right. And I think that's the richness of hip hop where we came from. I think that's what made the industry rich, because I think this, man, when we start falling into the corporate structure of everything, that's when the separation came for all of us. you know, when the corporate structure came into play. You know, I don't think it was more so us. I think it was more like when they can categorize it to this is gangster rap, this is hip hop, this is that, this is this. But if you go on the record stores, we all in the same area. We right next to y'all, Bubba Law, brand new, everybody buy each other. So the fuck? It's A to Z.
It's alphabetical once you get in there. It ain't about
So
category,
like,
man.
It's this.
Brand New Being was right by Bone Thugs and Harmony, and you know what I mean.
That's right. It's A
whatever
to Z.
else was in the B's and shit.
Yeah, whoever, Boss Man, Loco, whoever.
Yeah, all of that shit, all of that fucking shit.